Wait for the results. Yeah.
We are live. Hello, everyone. Almir
Hello.
here at Overkill. With me, like usual, I have Saul Gascon, the executive producer on Overkill The
guys.
Walking Dead. How are you today?
Fine, man. How are you?
I'm good. The third developer update. This is becoming a thing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
We have our weekly date.
Yeah, we get closer to launch. We have our weekly date where we get to see each other. When we're not working on making sure the game is finished, we sit here, talk to each other.
Yeah.
Cool. We actually, for today's stream, so the theme for today is going to be the closed beta for Overkill The Walking Dead. And we have 4 guests with us, right? Actually, right behind us.
Yeah.
Hello,
Let's
guys.
introduce the guys.
So you want to just briefly tell us who you are?
Yes, my name's Tyler from the system design team on Walking Dead.
Hey, I'm Jimmy. I'm also system designer on Overkill The Walking Dead.
Hi, I'm Mio, also on the system design team.
Hey, I'm Matt, game designer.
It's a ton of designers, important people.
Yeah, I mean, something happens in this room and no balancing, nothing. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. So what we're going to do, why are they here? They're going to play the game for us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because later tonight we're going to have the closed PC beta go live, so all of you guys can play also. But first off, we're going to show how it works in here, and we're going to talk a bit about the closed beta initially also, like how you get access to it, what kind of content it is, and so on. But before we jump into that, the cool stuff we've got going for today, we're going to talk a bit about what happened last time. So the last stream we had together, we talked about the meta game loop. Saul had some really, really good pointers on that. For anyone who missed it, just briefly, like what is a meta game loop?
So, yeah, as we explained the last time, right, the meta loop is anything that you do out of the combat phase, right? So you go to a level and you fight with humans, walkers, and whatnot. And then a meta loop is when you are in those levels and you collect resources, like as you can see right now in the video, there is resources scattered around the wall that people just left the places or so that you go and pick up what they left behind.
Yeah.
So some others build their bases, like in this case here, it's a base of the family, the Ripple faction, and then you go and steal their stuff, right? So all of that, you use it for actually being able to build and grow your camp. Yeah. And this is another part that we covered the last time, which is the how do you find new weapons. You will get rewards when you're completing missions, as usual, right? But also you can find in the game wall, you can find weapon and mod crates, and those weapon and mod crates grant you weapons. We have like a lot of weapons at launch. Also a lot of mods, like more than 200 mods.
Yeah.
And then as you can see here in the video, like we're just playing with one of the weapons that we got. They are rarity based, so this is a low rarity weapon that you see right now. It can only get one of the mods. It's randomized every time you find a different weapon. And then you have here the purple ones, like highest rarity, that actually allow for a lot of more mods, right? So this leads us to one question that we've seen a lot of people asking, right? That is like, hey, there's gonna be loot boxes.
Yeah, because I mean, whenever someone sees boxes like these in games nowadays, right? They go, "Oh, are there microtransactions in this game?" And we want to make it abundantly clear that no, there are no microtransactions in this game.
There is none.
There are no pink hats. We're trying to stay in universe, as you can see. We're trying to respect Robert Kirkman's work with the comics, and with the game, we're trying to just visualize that through Unreal, right? And through the game we've made together. So no microtransactions, but there will be loot boxes in the game, and it adds replayability, and you're gonna probably have a ton of fun with it, right? Yep. And one of the things that is fun with it is that you all find different things, right? So you can play the same mission together with your friends because it's a 4-player co-op, and then you find loot boxes, and then it's different things, different rarities, different kinds of weapons, and so on, right?
Randomization for us is so important, right?
Yeah.
We want to keep the game fresh every time that you play. So, of course, the loot that you find, it's randomized. So every time that you find a weapon crate or a mod case, you will go like, oh my god, what did I get, right?
Yeah.
And then share it with your friends or whatnot. And then the thing is that this also applies to the whole gameplay, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're playing the levels, there is different gates, puzzles for the gates. Mm-hmm. There is different positioning of walkers around, so you need to be very cautious about that. And then some random events that you can find in the wall as well, and they change your strategy.
Yeah.
which this is very important for us. because
Yeah,
then
it
it's-
is.
we
Because
want
we-
you to play over and over, right?
Yeah, and we want to create replayability where we can. So whether it's through the weapons that we've designed, or the different weapons, like we've said, it's more than 45 different weapons at launch, more than 200 modifications, but also through the different game aspects, so in the environment and elsewhere as well. Cool. And the reason why we talked about the metagame loop last time was because it leads into the game itself, right? Because the game is divided into different parts. You have the metagame loop spanning the larger scope of the game, and then you go into these missions where you play out the story and play out the action, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to have a look at today, more of. So for this stream, we also put together a small vote.
Yes.
We have 2 different missions that we wanted to the community to talk about and see which ones they want us to play for today's stream. So can we bring that up? Do we have it there? Here we have it. All right. Where would you go first? Hell or High Water, 47% currently, and the first shot, 53%. So if you're interested in participating, just go on to our Twitter account, the official Overkill TWD, and participate in the vote. Get your voice heard.
Yeah, I just voted myself.
Yo, you did?
Yeah.
That's illegal. You can't do that.
I really wanna show the.
Do you guys also vote?
So-
You can't vote, you're developers,
Yeah.
No devs, no friends or family can vote. This
shit.
is super
Okay,
serious.
I didn't vote. Sorry about it.
No, don't worry about it. I also voted.
Oh!
I didn't. That's the plot twist, Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk about the closed beta. Maybe we
Yeah.
should just say what is the closed beta? Why do we have
content, right?
what content? Why do we have a closed beta?
Yeah. So the objective of the closed beta is, well, we have several, right? Like the main one is for you guys to enjoy it, right? Like for you guys to see the game, get your hands on, and have fun.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to see like people reactions,
Yeah.
right? Because what we've seen at Gamescom at E3, it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
So we want just to see more of that, right?
Yeah.
When we work so hard, it's very good. It's very good for ourselves. Like, oh, people's having fun. So then another very important reason is on the technical side, we are also using this to make sure that our launch is flawless in terms of matchmaking bugs, anything that might happen, right? Because of course we do extensive testing, not only internally, but also with several companies that we work with for testing. And but you cannot cover everything, right? Like everybody has his own computer with his own things, his own cable, maybe a cat ate your cable, I don't know. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So that's why we are doing this better, right? So we can get everybody to test the game, and then we can see the real issues, like the issues in the real world, to make sure that at launch, bam, we're flawless, right?
Yeah.
And in terms of content, there's very cool stuff. Are we gonna show it?
Show it.
Okay.
Show it. Let's talk over it. What do we got? Here we go. Look at that.
So, yeah.
Tell us, Saul, what are we watching?
So this one here, this is Camp Anderson. This is the camp that you start with. As you can see, the time of day changes. So when you are actually in your hub and going around talking with different characters, the time of the day changes, right? Also, when you play the defenses, the time of day can change. Can change as well, right? Why we're doing this again with the same idea of having replayability and making it feel fresh, right?
Yeah.
Even if in this case here it's very beautiful graphics, but it is in terms of gameplay as well.
It looks
the
great,
doors are randomized, etc. Right? So this is basically going to be your main hub, and you need to also defend your camp, right? And that's actually the first shot. It's one of the story missions that we're showing in this beta. So we're gonna have 2 story missions: the first shot and Hell or High Water. The first shot is here in Camp Anderson, and Hell or High Water we will just show it after this, right? And then you will also have camp defense that is generated dynamically while you are actually playing in the meta loop, as we spoke in the last stream, right? So while you're doing your meta loop mission, sending survivors out to scout or whatnot, then your camp can get attacked. So if you are not very worried that you are not paying attention to what's going on, you can get actually penalization if you don't defend your camp, right? Oh, and here this is in the main hub. This is where the main characters of the story stay. So it's Anderson, it's Pagan, and all the main playable characters. And you have a chance to go there and you hear a bit of their background stories when you get close to them, and also each of them serves a different purpose in terms of the game. Let them discover it.
Yeah.
Okay,
We don't want to spoil everything.
Okay.
But we want to explain to you how it works, so you don't go in and go like, "What am I supposed to do?" Right? But we think you're gonna get it, especially after you see the system designers behind us jump into the action and get going.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what else do we want to bring up? Do we want to talk about the different parts of the closed beta, maybe? So it's divided into 3 parts, the closed beta. The first part starts later today, and will continue until tomorrow, right? So it's for 2 days, and then we open it up again for the weekend, Friday to Monday. That's the second part of the closed PC beta. And then the next weekend after that, you get the third opportunity to play it again. Right?
Exactly.
So, go ahead.
So our first step, which is starting today, and it's going to be today and tomorrow, our objective mainly here is to actually make sure that everything works, right? And then on the weekend from Friday to Monday, make sure that if there is any major bug detected by the community, and we're really expecting you guys to post us, like tell us if there is anything that you find out, then offer there an even better experience in terms of on the technical side, right?
Yeah.
And then the next week we're gonna go with new levels. Let's not spoil that, but we're gonna show you guys new levels, and then also the level of your characters. Like every character evolves individually. It has its own levels, its own skill tree.
Because this isn't just a first-person shooter. It also has RPG elements tied into it, right?
Exactly.
Skill trees, level systems, etc.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for that, what we're doing is that you will get a taste in this beta. So you're gonna have up to level 5 this week, and next week we're gonna increase the cap to level 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then
Very cool.
you can try a bit of each, right?
Cool. So, what are the biggest differences between the 2 missions that are on offer during this beta? Like, how do they differ when you play them?
So, Hell or High Water is a mission in which you go out of your camp to try to retrieve a water purifier from the family. We showed it back at E3 long time ago, and now we're super happy with the results that we got on a visual term, on gameplay, AI. We're very happy with it. So we're really happy to reshare it with you guys, right?
Yeah.
And then, but it's like a version, like a much better quality version, right? And then, so that's Hell or High Water. And then we have the first shot, which is a defense in your camp when walkers attack you, right? The family, they're trying to steal our things, and what they do is that they shoot, here why the name, to attract a lot of walkers, and then you need to basically handle that, trying to repair the doors before the camp is overrun by walkers.
Yeah, it's a camp defense summarizes it so well, right? Because that's exactly what it is. Anyone who's read the comic books knows that that's an integral part of the universe, that you have to defend yourself and defend what you own and that what you've gathered together as a group. Yeah. Cool. We're also gonna take questions. I mean, the stream is streamed through different outlets. I think we're live on Steam, Twitch, Facebook, elsewhere. Hey, all survivors, depending on what platform you are. So welcome to the stream. I know in the Twitch chat we are going to be able to drop some keys, so if you're not in the Twitch stream, make sure you keep an eye on that one, because it might get hot in there. We got one question, so I have a question I just read from Megafighter AP. I just read Cope is they're essentially asking, if I purchase the deluxe edition, can I play with other friends? So I can answer this. So if you pre-order the base game or the deluxe edition on Steam, you automatically get access to the closed PC beta that starts today. If you pre-order the base game, you get a copy for yourself, and it's just automatically added into your Steam inventory. And as soon as we go live, we're going to do a Steam announcement in the Steam group, and you're going to very clearly see that, oh, okay, they're live, I ought to be able to play. If you for some reason aren't able to play, like something's being buggy or you're not able to start the game proper, just head on over to the community hub and start asking people questions. We have a team of wonderful moderators, volunteers, and others. We have Sebastian, Overkill Sebastian in there. lurking, making sure that everything works and that everyone's being
And let us
mended
know
to.
when something doesn't work.
Yeah, precisely. That's the whole purpose of
Yeah.
the beta as well, other than, making sure you guys have fun also, right? And if you have the deluxe edition, you actually get 3 extra closed beta keys to share with your friends. So those are gonna pop into your Steam inventory, I believe.
And
All-
then you can send it like through any gift through Steam.
Yeah, cool. So hopefully that answers your question. This is going to be such an interesting period.
Yeah.
I mean, not only these 2 days that we have ahead of us, or just, this stream, but I mean, this is such an interesting time for us as developers, and we are so excited and so happy to be able to get the community's player experience, their thoughts on what they're going to play during this beta. Because all of this, all our developers are super interested in hearing what you guys think, and it's just going to be very exciting, I think. So, cool. Let's move on. I think should we have a look at the vote again and see which
Where do we stand?
Yeah, where do we stand? And
Let's go.
maybe we should start playing the mission. Or what does Control say? Should I call you guys Control? I mean, this is the third developer
Cool.
stream. We're still figuring things out.
We should
Yeah.
call them Anderson. Like
Anderson. Yeah, like Anderson.
What's going on?
Okay, so that's the current. So that means that we're gonna play the first shot first. Am I correct?
Yep. Let's start with that then. So our guys are gonna
So we
launch
just
it.
have the players behind us are gonna make sure they start the correct mission. Very exciting. So tell us a bit about the characters while we wait. Like who do you play in Overkill The Walking Dead?
So it all depends what's your taste, right?
Yeah.
Like we have each character has its own story, personality.
There's 4 of them, right? Aiden, Heather,
Yes.
Maya, and Grant.
So and then each of them has a class as well. So for instance, Aiden is more of the tanky sort of character, right?
Yeah.
So he uses baseball bat, likes it close and personal,
Shotgun.
has a shotgun, right? So everything is like, okay, let's get close, bam, and then hit like a truck, right? And then all his skill trees around that, right? His signature ability is actually it's a noisemaker. So he drops noisemaker. That's the old name. Sorry about that. It's the flashbang. So
Let me say, I just heard, on the other end, that the keys have been started to drop on the Steam inventories. So if you've pre-ordered, you should be able to see your keys starting to drop into your Steam inventory. So refresh, press F5. I'm not sure. Is that the shortcut for a refresh on Steam? I don't know. Just refresh.
Actually,
make sure you check out your inventory.
Yes, check
Sorry,
it
Sal.
out.
Sorry for interrupting you. Go on.
No, don't worry. So as we were saying, Aiden, he's the tank.
Yeah.
He has the flashbang. So again, this is an ability that you use to drop it
Yeah.
to your enemies, so they are all like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then you can get closer
Yeah.
and kill them pretty efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Maya. She's the support of the group. She has a medic pack that she places for the others too.
And in her past life, she used to be a surgeon.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. And she likes SMGs or weapons, right? And you can use any weapon, but each character has its own favorites, right?
Yeah.
So you have extra perks in your skill tree for that family of weapons. And each character has its own unique skill tree. Heather, she's the scout of the group, so she's really good at finding things, and that's like her one of her abilities, for instance, is to find around where are lootable objects.
Because
right?
like we said in the beginning of this stream, and what we talked about the last stream, finding things, loot specifically, is a super important part of the game.
Yeah, exactly. And then she has the basically her favorite weapon is the ballista, like a crossbow. So with that, she can take enemies down silently, right?
It's one of my favorite weapons because it's so
Very cool.
nice because you can pick up the bolts as well, right? Am I
Yes.
giving away too much? That's not. Come on.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But it's very in-universe for me, because. All right, we actually have loaded the mission. Should we start?
Okay, yeah, let's go
So,
in.
all right, what are we watching, Sal? Tell me.
So this is the camp defense level in Anderson camp. As you guys can see, they are very good players, so they are rushing around to just get those defenses up. So as you can see, the barbed wire, it's one of the different defense mechanisms that you have, and you can, when you upgrade your camp, you actually unlock more defense mechanisms. We have barbed wire, we have explosive barrels, We have what we call the scrap cannon. It's a very cool one. A bit OP, I will say, but that's for players to figure it out.
Yes.
And this is something that we are not limiting in the beta. So if you play and you upgrade your camp, you can actually have access to all these defense mechanisms, right? As you can see, right now they are getting in the preparation phase. It just finished it right now, so the first wave of workers is gonna come in. They are taking all of them strategical positions to see, where the waves are gonna start coming from.
Yeah.
And then in this regard, as you guys can see, they came in from gate B. Here, Grant used his cocktail Molotov to actually kill a couple of workers at once, and they are trying to repair the doors, right? So, what you have to think about, right? What are the key strategical elements to think about when you're defending your camp? You need to, of course, get ammo. So, be aware where the ammo boxes are, so you have them always close, and you make sure that take a, with your peripheral vision, check your ammo.
And you have to position yourself also, right? Because it being a 4-player co-op game, the missions are designed in such a way that you have to work together. You have to strategize together,
Exactly.
especially
As you
in one
can
of these
see here,
defenses.
for instance, there is basically how they are playing it is like 2 are covering, shooting the zombies.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other 2 are repairing the door.
Yeah.
Which is another key strategical element of this level.
Yeah.
You need teamwork, but also know where the wood planks are, right? So you need to pick up the wood planks, and with those, it's how you actually can repair the different gates that break. Right?
Oh, there, another one broke.
Yep. This is until you don't clean up this horde of workers. Yes, you need to keep playing smart, like deciding when you wanna actually take a break. Let's say to pick up planks, ammo, looting resources, because you actually can also craft here in your camp. Of course, it's not like when you go outside when you need to look everywhere.
Yeah.
This is your camp, so you have several spots in which you have looting resources that you can just pick up and craft more grenades or healing packs, etc.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you're at your home, so you have a lot of tools at your disposal, basically.
So there are different ways you can attack the enemies. You can attack them through melee. There are different melee weapons and with different reach. Like, for example, you can use a stick and you have a further reach, right? And you can baseball bat and so on. But with this kind of mission, are some weapons preferred than others? Because it feels like here a shotgun should work so well because there's so many walkers everywhere.
Of course, here you don't care that much about the noise or the sound that you're generating, right? So you probably will go for the weapons that have either a higher RPM, like SMGs, M4s, or weapons that have a huge kickback, like a shotgun, as you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite one is indeed going with a shotgun here.
Yeah.
And a pistol is always handy because it has a higher RPM.
Because with the shotgun, it just feels so good. Right?
Yeah. It feels very good. And then, of course, like when you go outside in the wall, not just in the wood camp, you also want to use that shotgun.
Yeah.
It's indeed satisfying. But you will probably, or you should at least, try to get a silencer for it. So then you always are sneaky, so you don't call the horde, right? Because it's different when you're defending your camp. You're ready, you have all your resources handy. But when you're out in the wild, anywhere in the middle of Washington D.C., like good luck finding not being cornered, right?
Yeah, because you get kind of spoiled here on resources almost in comparison to some missions. Yeah.
So as you can see, they're closing the gates right now. There are different waves with different intensities that are increasingly higher, right? And as you can see, the Grant, for instance, in this mission is using more often his revolver instead of his hunting or sniper rifle, because like it has a very high RPM, and actually it has a very good kickback too, almost like a shotgun.
And it looks really good too, which is important. At least for me when I play video games. I have to look cool, you know what I mean? All right, cool. So how long? I mean, if we look at the UI, so there's on the top of the right it says keep the gates closed, and it says 9:30. So that means that they have to defend for almost 10 minutes.
So there is a time limit. If you go faster than that timer, we don't make you wait.
Okay.
Right? So it's not time-based, it's actually action-based. So you need to defend the gates as they get open, and then you have a time limit. So in case that you don't close the gates in that timer, then yes, that's a loose condition, right?
Oh, okay.
Obviously, this timer is shorter as the difficulty goes up, because the things get harder and harder. Here we are playing in normal, but for instance in Overkill, you have more walkers, less time, so you need to really be very well coordinated with each other.
What kind of difficulties do you have in the game?
So we have different difficulties. We have normal, which is what we're seeing right now.
And that's the easiest difficulty.
This is yes, but we don't call it easy because it's not easy.
Yeah, because it's
So
normal.
Is
What else?
Is how we think that when you start the game is the best way to approach
to
it,
play
right?
it for the first
But
time.
we give you a warning, not saying easy. It's normal. And then we have hard, very hard, and overkill.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah. So 4 different difficulties.
Yeah, and then overkill is like it's really really tough.
Yeah, and obviously we're watching 4 people play here together, but you can play 3 people, you can play 2
Yes.
people, 1 person, and the difficulty scales depending on how many people you play, and also what kind of difficulty you've chosen. So if you've chosen, I don't think during the closed beta we only allow people to play normal, right?
Yes, because we want to make sure that, and this is another of our objectives, right?
Yeah.
That the normal difficulty is indeed well balanced for starters, right? And so we want to focus on it.
Yeah.
And then after, we will see if we might unlock new difficulties in the phase 2, depending on the community feedback.
Precisely.
mainly.
Yeah.
And an important thing as well here is, as you guys have seen, they had to clean up their camp. There were too many workers inside, so the waves stopped to like, okay, now you need to clean it up, right? So they just went around, cleaned the workers that were roaming all around the camp, and then you know the waves continue going. And it's very dynamic. So as we say, like depending on your performance, on the amount of players that you are, the game adapts to it. So for instance, if you are playing alone and you die, we give you 3 lives, right? So we are being fair with you, like not to issues like, oh, you died, see you soon, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that only happens if you're playing alone. So this is for the lone wolves that wanna, you know, there is a lot of people and that prefers to play first alone.
Yeah.
You know, to get a taste of how the game works, etc., and then they adventure into co-op, right?
Yeah, and I think whenever we can, we want players to play their own way, their own style. So if you're the kind of player that wants to play alone sometimes, and then you play with 2 or 3 or so friends, that's fine. That's up to you. But at the same time, we also want you to try the game as we meant it to be played. That's why we designed a co-op game. We want you to play together. Yeah.
So you can complete the game in any difficulty alone. This is something that you need to be very good to complete in Overkill, but you can do it. But of course, we always invite you guys to try co-op, because this is when the game really shines, when you really have like a lot of, let's say, memorable moments, right?
Yeah.
But if you play it alone, like it's actually a very fun, as fun as an experience, right? So yeah, it's really up to you guys. Like what we always, our philosophy always is like you know, you paid for the game, so you do with it what you want, right?
Yeah.
So we are not gonna limit you.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of walkers on.
Yeah, right now they are about to finish the camp defense.
And I hear a car alarm. So
Yes,
for
so-
players that haven't seen that, or viewers, what's up with the car alarm?
So in this case here, like out in the wilderness, right? Triggering a car alarm is a very, very bad idea, right? Because then you can get a basic walkers will start coming to you, right? In this case here, as they are finishing the level, they use now the car alarm to actually attract the walkers to where they are, to actually clean them up more efficiently and faster.
Yeah. Okay, they finished it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
So Control, what do you say? What's the plan? Do we play more? Do we talk more? Do we maybe bring in some questions from the community? Let's see what they say.
Control?
So Control, are you there?
I don't know if
So, And
Maybe,
this is no, but this is it serves as a great opportunity for us to like talk with the community directly. So you saw us play one of the missions, and that with the reason we played this mission in particular was because you voted on it through one of our social media channels, through our Twitter account. We really appreciate that, and it's one of the many ways we want to show you that you can interact with us. We want the community's involvement, be it feedback. You know, someone tweets us and goes, "This is what I like. This is what I don't like." Voting, participating in that, and of course through the closed beta that you get to play later. So are we gonna maybe play another one? What do you say?
So I think that. Do you have the barrel for the laundromat just to show it?
So yeah,
There you go. So this is the other mission that is playable at beta. That the mission that the community didn't vote, right? This is Hell or High Water, in which we go and try to retrieve from the family, a rival faction. We're gonna try to retrieve the water purifiers, right? So this is in a historical neighborhood of Georgetown in Washington D.C. And then as you progress through this level, there is a randomized events around it. So you need to adapt to what is happening while you're playing, right? Cooperation is really important to be able to tackle not just the walkers that are packed and they are roaming around, but also the enemy, the human enemies, right? Which are really, really dangerous. They're as dangerous to you as you are to them, right? We always say this.
we always say that. Yeah.
It's,
We also usually say that you're the alone or alive, or some of us do at least. I like that phrase so much because it focuses so much on the idea that you have to play together in order to survive. You don't have to, but it's so much easier and it's so much more fun to do that. So should we maybe play the other one too?
I don't know how much time we have. Yeah,
How much time do we have? Should we? Let's
do it.
Yeah.
So do you guys mind?
You want to play
There you go.
Hell or High Water also?
Sure.
So tell us, as our dear system designers jump into the new mission, what's different with this mission? Because they play so differently, right? There are one could say there are different game modes in one sense,
Yes,
right?
exactly. So here they are getting out of the comfort of their camp, if you can say comfort being attacked by walkers, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, because with the camp, it's easier in the sense that you're always at the same place. The camp is the camp; it's not moving. But through the missions, you actually have to move through Washington D.C.
You need to move through Washington D.C. and then it's the danger of not knowing what you're gonna find, right? What type of threats you're gonna find out there, right? But also like the you having to search for resources, so you have a lot of objectives, right? At the same time, so you can focus just on the main objective and go like, okay, let's go there, take the water purifier, let's go back home, right?
Yeah.
But you can get a lot more out of a level if you explore and then you try to squeeze it, right? You try to just loot everything that you find, like go into an abandoned house, check everything, because that is going to be useful stuff for you for sure, right?
Yeah.
And then also weapon crates and mod cases, as we explained in the last stream and the beginning of this one, right? Those you want to find them, right?
Resources for the camp.
Resources for the camp. There is big boxes as well that you can find in every level and give
survivors.
You extra.
We talked about that the past stream, didn't we?
Exactly. You can find also survivors hidden in the levels that you need to rescue and then extract, right? And of course, they are not as ready as you are for fighting, so you really need to take care of them. So it's a very fun moments, right? Sometimes when we play, we go like, okay, just leave him behind.
Leave him behind.
Because there is too many workers, or it's very fun. Okay, so here we are.
Let's start.
All right.
There you go.
We're in Georgetown. We lost our water purifier in that last
It's a lot of
attack.
walkers ahead of us.
Without it, we don't
Yep.
stand a chance.
So
Find the family
Aiden's starting to scavenge straight away.
quietly. There are too
It's
many
good, he knows
walkers
what he's
to go in
doing.
with guns blazing.
And here we see Maya sneaking through a walker. This is an important mechanic of our game as well. You have takedowns, we call them, right? You can sneak to an enemy. If he doesn't listen to you, you can kill him without being detected. What you just saw before with the yellow marks is actually Heather's ability. She can detect possibilities for for looting around, right? It doesn't mean that if you find a cupboard, right, that it's gonna have something, right? Because you still need to check it out. But it helps a lot on that regard, like with header scavenging.
Watch out, watch out. Link right there.
And if we look at
Yeah, and then as you can see here now, they are a bit bottlenecked in this door.
yeah, they're stuck in the house around. But it's also good because they're working together. They're moving together as a unit through the house, which means that they can defend each other as they go. Because one of the problems is that you can take care of one walker, two walker, three walkers, no problem by yourself. But as soon as they start forming a group, that's when it starts to get a bit nervous, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like one walker is quite. So as you can see here, Tyler, which is playing Aiden, he got into a bear trap, and then he automatically asked for help, like cover, because walkers, then you're super vulnerable, right? Like you cannot move, so the walkers are just coming to you.
Yeah.
And that's the situation you don't want to be in.
So I think one of the features that shines through so well in this type of mission is the hordometer. Can you explain to viewers who haven't heard about this before, what is it? Like, because you see it, if you look at the screen, on the top middle of the screen, you can see the skull and three small dots. So how does this feature work?
Exactly. So as soon as you create any sound, I'm going to ask one of the guys to, can one of you shoot without silencer, just to show the hordometer? Yeah, that's it. Cool. So as you guys saw here, do it again because now you are
Do it
on
again.
camera.
Yeah, there we
There
go.
you go.
Okay, there we go.
So-
Okay. Stop
okay,
doing
stop,
it. Stop.
Yeah, okay. That's how you get killed in.
Yeah.
In
So
Washington.
it's like a dynamic difficulty, isn't it?
Yes.
But please explain.
So basically, as you make sound, this attracts walkers, right? So any walker that is close will be attracted to that sound, as you can see here.
Yeah.
Thanks to our absolutely not smart request, now they are having a hard time.
Yeah.
And this just happened because Matt, our lead system designer, he just made that sound,
Yeah.
right? But as soon as you keep growing this sound, so you make more noise, you make, or even human enemies make that noise, right? Or you trigger a car alarm. There is a lot of ways in this universe that you can generate that sound. This bar goes up, and when it hits top, you basically trigger the horde.
Yeah.
So the horde starts coming, and the horde is in 3 intensities, right? And that's why you see also the 3 dots, right? So it's like horde level 1. Yes, you're probably gonna be able to make it. Don't rush it. Keep it cool.
Yeah.
Horde level 2. Okay, start getting worried.
Yeah.
Things are going south. And horde level 3, when everything is red, is like just run.
Yeah. Just run. Yeah. Otherwise, you're doomed. Because then they just continuously pour out through the woodworks, to the doorways, everything, right?
And the amount of workers that come out of this of the horde itself better level, it's also linked to what we're saying before with the dynamic difficulty, with the amount of players and the difficulty you've chosen. So we basically just want you to have fun. So we did all the groundwork and the hard work behind it, so you get a good experience no matter how you play.
What are they doing right now in the mission itself?
So right now they are looking for the water purifier, right? So they are trying to find the family hideout where they are hiding it, right? But in the way they found this closed door that you can see there at the back, and this door is blocked. So they are basically trying to get it up and running again.
And these kind of puzzles are strong throughout the game, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is something that is very important for us when we started creating this game, and which is the fact that this is not just about shooting. This is not just a shooter, mindless shooter in which you just run with guns and pew pew pew, everything that moves, right? So we make you think, right? And of course some puzzles are easier, like this one here is one of the first levels you're gonna play outside. So the puzzle is, let's say, not super complicated. The first time it is, where you go, oh, how does this work, right? But then you get used to it, and then you find harder and harder puzzles as you progress through the story. The cool thing as well is that these puzzles are randomized. So right now they had to repair the generator, but the puzzle can change to other types of mechanisms to open the doors, right?
Okay,
This is to
that's
keep
cool.
it fresh. Right?
Yeah. Which is super important.
Yeah. As you can see here, Maya plays the health pack, and the whole team just got his life back. Why are they doing this? Well, it's not the first time they play this level, as you can imagine. So they know that soon there is gonna be, let's say, not so friendly people.
And if you were watching this now, you saw Aiden use something. He used a feature. Can you explain about that? What happened? Because you can gather resources in the level, right, in the missions, and some of the resources you gather are used outside in the metagame loop.
Exactly.
But then also some are used inside. Can you talk a bit about that?
So everything that you find in this wall is useful, right? So you can decide to like, okay, I'm gonna pick all this stuff that I'm finding here and just bring it to my camp, or you can decide to actually use it in the level to craft a grenade or a lockpick. Yeah, now they've been detected.
Yeah, by the humans.
So they went loud.
Oh, Aiden goes full on. That's a tank right there.
So as you can see, Aiden just triggered, when you saw this post effect on screen, he triggered his passive ability, which he gets reduced amount of damage when he's getting shot by humans.
Okay.
Right? So this is the ways that these are the type of skills that you can unlock on his skill tree and are unique to Aiden.
And it's interesting, and this also almost has to be played in order for you to really get it and feel it as a player. But while you're fighting the bandits, you're also, if you're shooting like the guys are doing, you increase the hordometer. So you increase the sound level, which means you attract more walkers. So you have to always have to have a look, like a 360 vision around you to see if you're getting attacked from behind by walkers or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. It's you can never relax.
Yeah, it's never a calm
the bottom
point.
line, right?
So we have a question being asked a lot. If you can stream the beta, of course you can. There is no NDA tied to this closed beta. You feel free. If you get access to a closed beta key, feel free, stream it to your heart's content.
Yeah, so that's something that we are really keen on. We are very transparent always, and this is important for us, right? Like you guys can play it, you guys can stream it. There is no restrictions at all.
Yeah.
Right? And in fact, Control just told us that the game can be preloaded already. So you can start playing at 7
Very cool.
CEST time.
So in 18 minutes instead? So it's 11 minutes according to my screen. Anyway, really soon you can start playing, which is great news, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, for everyone who's pre-purchased or found a way to get a closed beta key in any different way. So make sure you start preloading, because it's just gonna get hot.
Yeah.
You're gonna enter the world of The Walking Dead as one of the 4 characters and do what these guys are doing. Hopefully as well, but they've had some practice. Right?
Well, they basically build everything that you can see here in terms of balancing, right? So they know exactly which weapons to use, how each weapon kick could compensate it, right?
But we've talked about this as through the year that's gone by. We've talked a lot about the kind of gameplay and how this differs from other first-person shooter experiences out there. And one thing that hits me a lot as a dev in the studio is that...
to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
As you can see here, Grant is now building a wire cutter that then he can use to disarm a trap.
Ah, cool.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Because what happens if you walk over a trap? What happens?
So there is different types of traps. They are also randomized. So when you are playing, you can never be 100% sure what happens.
Yeah.
And wait a second. They just found here a crate.
Oh yeah.
We don't know what it is. You need a wire cutter.
Yes.
I can build it. Where is it?
Up here in the back.
Okay, now they'll get all
Aiden
excited.
found it. Yeah.
Just keep it open.
So yeah, as we were saying, like you find different types of traps, right? There is fire traps, there is noise traps, there is bear traps, and a couple more that we're not gonna spoil right now. And then these traps, what basically they do is either they damage you or they slow you down, etc. So now they got 2 mods. This is the second mod case they found in the level.
Oh, very cool. So how does that work? Do everyone playing get a mod after the mission, or?
Yes. So in the spirit of co-op, right? If one of the teammates found a mod case, everybody in the team at the mission is gonna get a mod.
That's great.
That is adapted to his character level, right? So if you're a high level, you're gonna get a better mod. If you're a low level, you're gonna get a worse mod, right? And also state to the difficulty. Every difficulty has a limit. So in normal, there is a cap in the
Hold on, what's going
quality
on?
of the mods.
What did Heather throw right now?
So, oh my god.
Oh,
Did
you hit them? You hit him?
Oh my.
Impressive. That's,
Okay.
that is not mediocre.
We had
That
seen
is
it
on the
before.
other end.
Yeah, like they were like just full knife whoop,
Yeah.
until the other side. This is one of the other tools that you can craft. You can not just craft like lockpicks or ways to go around the wall, but you can also craft bandages to heal yourself. You can also craft, as you saw here, a sheath, which is a knife, a throwable knife, that if you are as good as these guys, you will be able to use it to kill an enemy from, I don't know, what was it, like 50 meters, 80 meters?
Yeah, it looked so far away. Unbelievable.
Okay. So,
So I think for me, like the crossbow, it works so much better in this type of mission because you can stealthily, when you meet the bandits, you can stealthily take them out one by one. And but because in the camp defense, a shotgun would work so much better. But yeah, so right now we're looking at Heather using the pickaxe. I prefer the machete. That's my favorite because I like when the heads roll. But
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
can I say that?
well, you can see that. I mean, come on. Of course, like mine, for instance, I'm like my heart is divided between with the axe. I really like the fire axe.
Oh, you do?
I don't know. I've seen, I guess, too many zombie movies.
Yeah.
And also the machete is very good too.
Yeah.
But I really like that every weapon has its own way of. Okay, now things are going south, by the way. Like they're making a lot of noise. But the cool thing is that every weapon has its own advantages and disadvantages. The machete is really good if you have one walker,
Yeah.
because you're gonna slice him like pip, pip, pip,
Yeah,
out.
like no problem.
The baseball bat, on the other hand, is really good if you have a group of walkers,
Yeah.
right? Because you can push them back as a group and still deal a lot of damage if you're able, right?
Yeah.
Grant, in the other hand, he has a staff, so he's very good on crowd control as well. He can push around walkers and get basically space for him, right? But he doesn't deal as much damage as the other ones. So you need to find your favorite tool and just play with it. Try them out. That's what we always recommend. Like just try all the weapons. Get
Precisely,
used to
because
it.
they have different stats, right? And maybe people don't think about that, but in this game in particular, they have different stats. And I think the baseball comparison there, the AOE effect it has,
Exactly.
it's super important information because some people might go and use the machete and go, well, why isn't this as good as the baseball bat? It's because they work differently. It's just not the same type of melee. And also, it's like when the shit hits the fan, the gunplay becomes good. It becomes so good because it's not all about stealth. Like we're not trying to hide the gunplay, but when shit actually hits the fan, it feels so good to just shoot around, and it almost feels liberating because you try to avoid shooting because you don't want to increase the hordometer, but when you have to, you go like, screw it, let's just kick ass.
That works very well as well on what's your playstyle too, right?
Yeah.
So if you are more of a loud player,
Yeah.
you just go loud.
Yeah.
You can really go run and gun.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be the best survivor out there, right? Because you're gonna get the attention of everybody, walkers and humans. So usually the tactic that we use is we start stealthy, right? And as things get more and more heated, let's say.
Heated, yeah.
Then we all switch to okay, guys.
Then
we
you
are
switch
start to
up.
be surrounded.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
And then you coordinate and you do it together as a team because that's when you're the most effective.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's played a good co-op game knows that if you try to do something by yourself, it can work, but it can be difficult. But when you work together, that's when the synchronicities start to happen and where the magic really starts to shine. We have a question by.
So as you can see here,
Yeah, go ahead.
Aidan was with his baseball bat. He was holding the door, meanwhile the others were looting the zone. So now that they've looted this interior, they are all continuing their path. Houses are a very fine spot to actually scavenge,
Yeah.
right? So
And to find an oasis also, because you can barricade and,
Yes.
and keep the horde out.
exactly. So actually, we use sometimes barricade to troll each other as well.
Yeah,
You know,
really.
like somebody says, "Oh, you're too slow," and then you just barricade the door,
Yeah.
and the guy is outside.
And
This is fun too.
Yeah, and they have a hard time.
About that, just thinking about it, yeah.
All right, I think we're entering into another section of the mission.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
that's a nice takedown.
so now they took down those scouts there.
Scouting as well. Grant's having a look through the scope, seeing what's going on.
Nice, get that
He
one.
found a sniper, I believe.
Take him.
There we go.
Nice. Another one. One more.
All right.
Sees us. Take shot. Take shot.
Oh, he missed.
Got him.
That's a nice shot. G Viper 12 asks, will work in the beta transfer over into the full game?
All the work that we do
Yeah.
in terms of bug fixing or improvements, balancing, yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of
the beta,
our
yeah.
interaction as well with the community, right?
Yeah, of course.
Hear what you like, what you don't like as much,
Yeah.
what you want us to improve.
But if you meant G Viper 12, if you meant your own progress, so like if you become max level in the beta, if that carries over to the full game, no, it does not. But of course, any work we do as developers on the game during the closed beta, of course, we carry that with us. So it's a very good question, both of them, depending on how you look at
Actually,
it.
that's true. And in terms of your progress, yes, we said you will carry your progress through the whole beta, all the 3 phases. So everything that you gather, your levels, skills, etc., you're gonna keep them in this first phase, this weekend, upcoming weekend, and then the next weekend. So you're gonna keep all of that,
Yeah.
but not to the full game.
We also have a question here from Neil9155. While the guys are fighting, are there any special walkers? I saw a fat walker on the Steam page. Is that a mini tank walker?
So yeah, we have different types of walkers, right? But they are all within the, let's say, the universe of the Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
So you have the standard walkers, you have the crawlers, which are workers that lost one of their legs, if not both of them. That we call them sneaky walkers ourselves, you know,
Yeah.
because they just come, you never see them, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then we have the bloaters,
They're still alive.
which are workers that have been in water for too long. So then when you shoot at them, they create an area of effect that fills everything with guts. So, you know, you get slowed down, and you don't want to be slow when there's walkers around, right? And then the other one is a walker that was a SWAT and now still keeps the armor and everything. So you need to chip off the helmet and then kill him, right?
Sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm looking at all the action at the same time. Shit really hit the fan when we started talking about the walkers.
So here, we are in Grant's point of view. That was
Yeah.
an armored walker, as you see.
Yeah. You had to shoot off his helmet.
He shot off the helmet, and now they're just trying to help each other to get Grant back up. There you go. You got him.
That was a survivor also. wasn't it?
That was one of the family guys, yeah.
Excuse me.
So as you can see here, they just planked the door to try to avoid more workers coming in. But now they've been sandwiched, so they have humans in one side and walkers in the other.
Yeah. If they're lucky, they will get walkers attacking the humans. So there'll be like a 3-front war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And right now they are securing the area here. Heather is checking out. She's preparing for when the others have picked up the different pieces they came to rescue. And now she just shot the flare to call for Caleb, which is one of the other
Survivors,
main survivors. So Caleb is gonna come and pick them up, but it takes some time. As you can see, they just called for extraction, and it's gonna take now around 1 minute for him to arrive.
We're breaking through in the back.
And as you can see right now, they are here in a mini defense, right? They are barricading some doors. Grant is having trouble there. Aiden is helping out. So trying to cover the doors for the workers not to overrun them, basically.
All right. So Saul, I'm being told time flies so fast. It's already 7 o'clock. we gotta let the people try the game also, and not just have fun in this room of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, we've been playing. The guys behind us are gonna continue playing because they're not done yet. They're in the middle of the action. But what we're gonna do is that we're gonna wrap up the stream. We know you want to watch more, but you're gonna be able to see so many other streamers play the game, and we're gonna watch other streamers play the game.
Of course.
Because it's gonna be so exciting getting it out the door and into the world and into your hands. So you've been able to preload. You should be able to start downloading the beta and start jumping in. So make sure you jump onto Steam to see what's going on and try starting the game and have fun and stream if you can, because we'd love to watch you stream. Yeah. So Saul, anything you want to say? Like we talked a lot about the closed PC beta. How long it is, in what parts it's gonna be. They're gonna be able to play now for 2 days.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna shut it down real quick. Make sure everything works for the weekend. Then they get to play during the weekend, and after that they get to play the weekend after this weekend. Yeah, so 3 times in total. Yeah. I had a lot of fun. Did you have a lot of fun?
Yeah, it's always fun.
It's been super intense. It's not easy talking over people playing, right? Yeah.
No, I mean you get distracted, right?
Yeah,
You
you're
go like,
super
oh, what
distracted.
is that? So
But you played really well. Thank you so much, guys, for
Thank
taking
you,
the
guys.
time. We know, I mean, we're gonna jump straight back into production and make sure everything works proper and follow the data. Yeah, cool. And they're getting items also. Very cool. All right, so yeah, we won't take more of your time. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 3rd developer update. We're getting a hang of this. We're trying to find the right format as we go along, but the point of the whole stream is that we want to talk with you guys. So make sure you tell us what you thought of the stream in our social media channels. If there's something specific you want us to bring up in the next stream, make sure you tell us that too, because we know what we want to talk about, but we also want to know what you guys want us to talk about.
What you guys want us to talk
Yeah,
about.
precisely. And then we'll see if we talk about that, but probably we will. So thanks so much for tuning in. Jump into the closed beta. Have fun. Tell us what you think, and we'll see you soon.
Yep. See
Thank
you
you,
soon,
Saul.
guys. Have fun.
See you. Have fun.